like end of line. Road go no farther.
Well, then, this is a good place to set up camp. Okay, sir, here. Start unloading.
It almost done. All I got to do is do it.
The sooner we finish our work here in India, the better I'm going to like it. Seems to me you said the same thing when we were in Africa. Well, it's not that I'm hard to please, but if we're here to study the superstitions of strange peoples, why not spend a couple of months at Coney Island? If I knew you felt that way, I'd have left you at home.
Oh, now you tell me.
Come on, let's give Zahir a hand.
Yes, Sahib.
Get behind the trailer. Here, Howard. Here. Howard, here. Keep me covered. Stop shooting! Come over here!
I'll kill you. I'll kill every one of you.
What do you want to kill us for?
I'll kill you before you get a chance to kill me. Let me go. Let me go.
What makes you think we wanted to kill you?
I was told so.
Who told you that?
The message came to me through the breeze as it blew through the branches of the tree.
Hey, you'd better take it easy, mister. Nobody's going to harm you.
You're lying. You're all lying.
Sahib Mitchell. Sahib Mitchell.
Sahib Mitchell, I have been looking every place for you. Your hand, what is wrong with it?
Who is this man?
He's my employer. Your wife, she has been very worried. You must come back with me to the camp right away.
What am I doing here, Ramar?
You were trying to shoot us.
Shoot you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you must be mistaken.
You tried to kill us, don't you remember?
I don't understand it. I really don't. The last thing I remember, I was talking to my wife.
That was yesterday, Sahib.
Yesterday? I can't explain it. I must have had a lapse of memory. If I tried to kill you, I'm very happy I failed.
So are we.
Better let me have a look at your hand. Well, fortunately, it's only a flesh wound. Let's get over to the Jeep and I'll bandage it for you, then we'll head you back to your camp.
Mrs. Mitchell. Mrs. Mitchell, I found him. He is safe.
Charles. Charles, where have you been?
I'm sorry, my dear. You know I wouldn't do anything to worry you if I could help it.
I thought I'd never see you again. I could only think the worst.
Here I am, thanks to these gentlemen. Well, this is Dr. Reynolds, Mara. Remember, we read of his exploits in Africa. The natives called him Rama, the white medicine man.
Of course. I'm very glad to know you, Doctor. Very glad indeed.
Thank you, Miss Mitchell. And this is Professor Ogden, my associate.
What happened to you, Charles?
It's just a little scratch. The doctor was kind enough to bandage it for me.
I don't want to appear to be the typical inquisitive wife, but under the circumstances, I feel justified in asking where you've been since yesterday.
I haven't the slightest idea, Mara.
What do you mean?
It really isn't as serious as it sounds, Mrs. Mitchell. Your husband apparently has been under some great strain.
Maybe you'd better get some rest, dear.
No, don't worry about me, Mara. I'll be all right.
Here's his gun. I'd keep it from him if I were you.
Thank you. Oh, won't you come in? I'm sorry I haven't anything better to offer you than a tent.
Oh, thanks. We're quite used to that.
Mara, how about some refreshments for our guests?
I get them right away, Sahib.
Please make yourselves at home.
Well, thank you.
How long do you intend to stay in India, Doctor?
Well, we haven't quite decided yet.
Charles, while Dr. Reynolds is here, perhaps he'd be good enough to give you a physical checkup.
Don't need it. Never felt better in my life.
But surely it isn't natural for you to forget where you've been.
I'm tired, that's all, Nara. I'll rest a few days. Anyway, it won't be long before we get out of here.
I think your wife is right. While I'm here, I can check you over. How about it?
I told you I didn't need it. Amanda, what about those refreshments?
It will be just a minute, Sahib.
You told me that a half an hour ago.
Charles!
Hey, take it easy, Mr. Mitchell.
You're plotting against me. All of you are plotting. I'll kill you.
Charles! Charles! What happened to him?
Well, I don't know. I wish I could find out.
Evil spirits.
Amanda, what are you saying?
Once before I see men possessed by evil spirits. It was the same.
No.
You're a big help. You are. We'll do everything we can to bring him out of it. Where's his bed?
In there.
Howard, give me a hand. You better wait out here, Mrs. Mitchell.
Evil spirits make him die.
Oh, Amanda, what are you saying?
What do you make of it, Tom? I don't know. There's nothing physically wrong with him that I can find. Do you think he's suffering from shock? It's possible. Yet when we first met him, he impressed me with having some form of a persecution complex. But I have no explanation for his sudden collapse. What are you going to tell his wife? It's not what I'm going to tell her. It's what she's going to tell me. Stay with him, Howard. Call me if he wakes up.
How is he, Doctor?
He's resting.
He'll be all right, won't he?
I hope so.
Don't you know?
He seems in good physical condition, as far as I can determine.
And you think it's mental?
I'd like to know what happened prior to your husband's disappearance.
Nothing of any importance.
Sit down, Mrs. Mitchell. Tell me, does your husband often display fits of temper?
I don't recall his ever raising his voice to anyone. That is until yesterday.
What happened then?
We were sitting here making elaborate plans for a celebration when we got back to America.
Did he seem happy about leaving?
Oh, yes. We've spent 6 months here, and he was anxious to get home. Then all of a sudden, he grabbed his guns and ran out of here. I couldn't stop him.
Do you remember exactly what you were talking about just before that happened?
Yes. What I was going to wear on the trip home.
And you don't think he had any reason to be depressed about anything?
Oh, on the contrary. He had every reason not to be depressed. We had come to India for a purpose, and he accomplished it.
I hope you don't think I'm prying, Mrs. Mitchell. What was that purpose?
My husband's an archaeologist. He came here to study the legends of the ancient temples and tombs that are hidden in the jungle.
That's very interesting. Oh, Tom. Oh, excuse me, please. What is it, Howard? He keeps muttering some nonsense about an urn of destiny. The urn of destiny. Maybe it isn't such nonsense after all. Let's find out.
Is he any worse, Professor?
No, Mrs. Mitchell, he's just about the same. Did your husband ever speak to you about an urn of destiny?
No. Why do you ask that?
Well, he keeps talking about it in his sleep.
That's strange. The first time I ever heard of it.
Mrs. Mitchell, your husband should be under a doctor's care.
I have the utmost confidence in you.
Professor Ogden and I must be on our way. I do know of a native doctor in a nearby village. You could send him on for him. I'm sure he'd be glad to come out and see your husband.
If you really must leave, I'd appreciate it very much if you'd first meet with this native doctor and explain my husband's symptoms to him.
Maybe I should.
Thank you very much. I'll have Amana take you back to where you left your guide.
Well, that won't be necessary. I'll find my way. Howard, you'd better stay here till I get back. I won't be long. Go ahead, Tom. Well, see you later. Zahir, wake up. Hey.
Sahib, I thought already you were never coming back.
Apparently you didn't lose any sleep over it.
I so upset I had to resting nerves.
Okay, son. Now that you've rested, we have to go to Dr. Bundahandi's house in the Kalos village. Let's get our equipment loaded and be on our way.
Coming right up, Sahib. The natives are attacking us.
Get behind that table. I can't see him. Do you think we scared him away?
No, Sahib. They are still there.
Trying to kill my husband.
You hold him off.
Are you all right, Charles?
I'm all right.
I'll be right back, Zahir. Turn the Jeep around and wait for me.
I like to wait, Sahib.
What is the boculo?
Dr. Bundahandi?
Yes?
My name is Reynolds. I am also a physician.
Well, this is indeed a pleasure. Please be seated, Doctor.
Well, thank you.
I didn't know there was another doctor within 100 miles.
Well, I would have probably been over 100 miles away from here by now if I hadn't run into a very unusual case.
Oh?
The patient's name is Mitchell, Charles Mitchell.
I don't believe I know him.
He's an archaeologist, camped not too far from here with his wife.
You've evidently examined him. What's your diagnosis?
Well, frankly, Doctor, I'm puzzled. I've found nothing organically wrong with him, yet without a moment's warning, he has violent fits of temper, even goes berserk.
Is his blood pressure unusually high?
No, it's normal. I remember I had a patient who acted the way he does. But that man was a mental case, had a persecution complex. Mitchell keeps mumbling in his sleep about an urn of destiny.
The urn of destiny.
Oh, surely you don't believe that that has anything to do with his condition?
Did Mr. Mitchell ever go to the tomb of Akara?
Oh, he could have, for all I know. Why do you ask?
I sincerely hope your patient has not recovered the urn from its sacred resting place. It is written that anyone who dares to so desecrate that shrine shall meet with violent death.
Isn't it difficult for you, a doctor of medicine, to believe in a superstition as weird as that?
Dr. Reynolds, I have learned much from your wise men of the West. But most of my life I have spent here with my people in India, and I don't find it difficult to believe. I cannot help your friend. If he took the urn, no one can help him. The only suggestion I can make is that it be returned to its former resting place. Maybe, if that is done, the gods will be appeased.
Well, thanks for your time, Doctor. I'll tell Mr. Mitchell what you said. Hey, Howard. Boy, am I glad to see you. Well, what's the matter? We were attacked by a Bato native shortly after you left. And they killed a mana.
Well, the Abato's very dangerous fanatics. They're not trusting strangers in their territory.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about Amana. Did the natives try to take anything? They didn't get a chance. How's Mitchell? Not so good. The excitement didn't help him any.
Dr. Reynolds, thank heaven you're back. Those horrible natives attacked us while you were gone. One of them killed a mana.
Yes, I know. Professor Ogden just told me.
What are we going to do? We can't stay here. They might come back. You didn't bring the native doctor?
He didn't think he could help your husband.
Then Charles is worse than you led me to believe. Tell me, Doctor, what's actually wrong with him?
If we were to accept Dr. Bundahandi's diagnosis, it's not a physical ailment, but a mental disturbance caused by his own wrongdoing.
Charles never did anything unfair or unjust in his whole life.
Well, maybe so. But do you mind if I have a look around for something of apparently no monetary value, but greatly revered by the natives?
What is that?
The Urn of Destiny. If your husband took it from Makara's tomb, it must be returned. That could be the reason for the attack and a native breaking into your sleeping quarters.
We keep nothing but our personal things in there. Anything Charles collected on this trip, he keeps in the small trunk in the front of the tent.
Mind if I have a look?
Go right ahead.
Is this the trunk you're talking about?
Yes.
Here.
I never saw that before.
This is it, all right. Do you want me to take it back to the temple?
I don't know what Charles will do when he finds it gone.
It may mean his life.
Then return it, Dr. Reynolds, please.
Howard, put this in my sack. There. Let's go. You scared him away. Yeah.
Mara,
I'm right here, Charles.
I wanted it for years. Now it's mine. The Urn of Destiny.
Take this. You'll rest some more.
I don't want to rest.
Charles! Charles, please.
Let me go.
Please, I want to talk to you.
It's gone.
It's evil. You're having this, what made you sick. That's why I sent it back.
Send it back.
I want you to be well again. Dr. Reynolds is returning it now.
No, I can't do that. I won't let him.
Charles, don't stop him. Charles, come back. Charles!
They gone now. Maybe we can breathing better.
Guess they jumped us because they didn't know we were taking the urn back. Go ahead, Zahir.
We're getting close to tomb now, Sahib Reynolds.
The sooner we return that urn, the better I like it. Yeah, me too.
Where it is, Sahib?
Howard, give me the urn. Wouldn't it be strange if Mitchell recovered just by our returning that urn?
It's sure to taking off curse, Sahib.
Zahir, take this back into the tomb. We'll wait for you here. My urn, where is it? It's mine. I want it back. Are you? Oh. Sorry, but I had to do it for his own sake.
What am I doing here? Seems so long ago since I came here.
I'm putting it back, Sahib.
Good. Let's go back to your camp, Mitchell. I'll bring you up to date on the way there.
I don't know how to thank you for what you've done.
I'm glad we happened along.
There's no question about it. You saved my life.
That's what doctors are for.
It's all very strange. Although I should overlook the superstitions of this country, I still had a feeling I'd done something wrong. And the thought of it was driving me to despair.
We won't worry about your illness anymore. Whatever caused it, you're free of it now.
You can be certain of that, Mrs. Mitchell. And we'll help you get your things together so you can be on your way back to the States.
Thank you very much.
Zahir,
Coming right up, Sahib Reynolds.
help Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell pack their trunk. Then you can take down the tent. We're going to give them a lift back into town.
My favorite sporting, packing trunks and taking down tents.